morning, Eric has suggested that we should do a day in the life of video. So I'm starting where you start the day, in bed. But shh, he's still sleeping. You gotta start by opening the window. This wakes Eric up. Then you close the door because you're gonna be loud and noisy, because that's how I am. I'm loud and noisy. And I need to get ready to exercise. So I'm gonna have to put down the camera and get ready to do that. So I've got a little more exercising to do, but I thought that I would explain what I do while I exercise, and that is watch television. Today it's the Mindy Project, which I thought was kind of lame when I started watching it, but then I realized it's actually quite funny and I really enjoy it. So that's what I've been watching for a while, and I'm going to go through the whole series with exercise, so pretty good. Once exercising is over, I check the weather. And I don't have a great view of the weather, I've got a little bit. It's not raining is basically what I'm checking, so that means I'm pretty much free to wear whatever I'd like. Oh, that breeze feels really good. Okay, we'll leave that open. So over to the closet. My work is quite relaxed. They don't really care what I wear to work, so that makes choosing stuff in the morning a little bit harder, because it doesn't cancel out like half of my clothes that are not work traditionally worthy. So I stand here I do an average girl situation and try and find clothes. But I think I've narrowed it down to what I'm going to wear today, which is just a relaxed thing because I'm just going to be sitting in a chair for a really, really long time. So I'm glad that I don't have to get dressed up in like a skirt and all this stuff. Sometimes I wear skirts, but it's nice that it's not an everyday expectation. Like I can just chill at work. So I'm getting a comfortable outfit so I can do some proofreading when I get to work. Now it's time for a shower, and I just realized that I have no idea how crazy I look right now. I haven't looked in the mirror since I woke up, so this is full on just woke up. Nothing special. I haven't combed the hair, thought about the hair, or anything else for that matter, and then I exercise, so I might be kind of yucky. So sorry about that. But I'm gonna fix that now.
I thought it'd be fun to make a day in the life video from each of our perspectives, and it's a normal weekday. It's a Thursday, so we don't hang out like all day because we have different obligations to the world. So it'll be cool to see, like, I don't really know exactly, I mean I know what she does, but I don't know like in detail what she does every day, and then she gets to see kind of the same thing from my perspective. And I think she's already begun shooting the video, because I heard her speaking, but sometimes she talks to herself, so maybe she didn't start making the video yet, I don't know. But she's in the shower right now, and I am just waking up. It's, I guess, it's complicated. There's 3 clocks, and I can never remember which one to look at, so it's like 8 o'clock or right before 8 o'clock. So I have to get ready, and I am actually going to be going over to a Japanese class, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. And she's getting ready to go to work.
So I've got my clothes on, and I've also got my breakfast ready. And I have basically the same breakfast every day. And that is granola, yogurt, bananas, and a boiled egg. I mix it up maybe like once a week, but I look forward to this breakfast every day. So I have to be at work at 9:30, and you saw earlier that my alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. My commute's about 45 minutes. So that leaves quite a chunk of time in the middle. And some people might be asking, why would you be getting up so early? Well, you've seen that I exercise and I eat breakfast at home. I also put on an apron and do the dishes. Very exciting stuff. I have to set alarms to tell me what to do pretty much for a lot of things. And my alarm for this isn't quite loud, so you can't hear it. You can kind of just hear me. But this is my Gtfo alarm that tells me that I need to get out of the house. Eric makes fun of me because it actually means I have 20 minutes to get out of the house, but it at least tells me you're gonna be late for work soon. So I gotta go. Alright, so this morning and making this video has kinda got away from me. I only got to do that much of the dishes. It's not very much. But sometimes that's the way it goes. You only get half the sink done, or sometimes you have tons of time because there wasn't much in the sink. But I've gotta go. Before I do that, I have to brush my teeth. And I just want to say that I keep the apron on for the brushing of the teeth, because then I'll never have toothpaste stains on my shirt, because sometimes, you know, it falls. But none of that ever again. Bibbed brushing is the way to go. Now that I've got everything done, I'm ready to go. It's time to say goodbye to Eric, who's fresh out of the shower.
I'm clean.
Bye, babe.
Bye.
I'll see you later. And then I forget my lunch and Eric has to bag it up for me because I'm pretty much helpless. Another division of chores is that I do the trash. Sticky trash in here, and cardboard for recycling. Done. The walk to the station takes about 5 minutes, but it's quite pleasant, and I don't take like a rushed route or anything like that. There's not a whole bunch of people commuting and hecticness or anything like that until I get to the train. But for right now, it's a very calm, relaxed walk to the station.
It's breakfast time. My toast just popped up. And the toaster throws the toast out every morning. I don't know what his problem is, but he gets really excited. I just made a critical mistake. I drank a glass of orange juice and now I have to brush my teeth.
So you get to the station and now the crowdedness begins. It's taken 5 minutes to get here, but as long as I get here before the clock behind me says 8:51, I'll get to work on time. So we're cutting it close.
It's just after 9 and I'm walking to the train station to catch a train. You can probably hear a train. To catch a train to go to a Japanese lesson. And yeah, I am short on time at the moment because I'm running a little late, but I will talk about that a little bit later. I missed my train. I'm gonna have to wait 2 minutes for the next one. Damn it.
And then I've reached Omotesando, and as long as this clock says 9:20 early something, 21, 22, I'm good. Looks like I'm good. So when I tell people that I work in Omotesando, they're always like, wow, Omotesando. And if you don't know, Omotesando is kind of like friends with Ginza. It is considered to be glitzy and high class and really nice. But I work on this alley right here. It's not anything special. It's just kind of a dumpy little section. And you can't even imagine what's going on in there. I'm not teaching anymore. I'm actually doing proofreading. I work at a financial company and they do translation work for major companies that are international. And I proofread financial documents all day long. And that's very, very exciting for not anyone except for me because I'm quite picky. And I'm kind of excited to get in there and fix a bunch of stuff. So I'm going in. Look who's on time. Marshall-san.
It's about 11:30 now and I have finished my class and I thought I would take a couple minutes to kind of explain what it is because I think it's actually kind of interesting that this even exists and that it's so prolific. So in Japan and all of the major cities they have got like Japanese conversation classes intended for foreigners to go and study Japanese with a native Japanese speaker. So if you live someplace like when we lived in Kumagaya, they had like, it was like weekly or every 2 weeks or something like that where they had a lesson on Saturdays and you could go and you could, you know, do Japanese conversation or whatever with a person there. And that was nice, but it really wasn't frequent enough, and at the time my Japanese level was so low that it was just kind of a waste of time. Like some self-study was necessary before I went and started doing that. So we didn't do it that much when I was in Kumagaya, but now that we live near Tokyo, there's so many people here, there's so many classes, like I could go to like 3 classes a day if I wanted to. And what they are is they are volunteer run. So it's just people that are volunteering their time. So a lot of times it's like retired people that maybe they've traveled or they have an interest in like foreign culture or whatever. And they're just really nice people that want to help strangers learn their language. Like, it's amazing that this even happens. And so the classes are free, or sometimes you have to pay like 100 yen or 200 yen. And they're almost always hosted in a community center or in a library or something like that, in like the library's extracurricular room or whatever. And you can go in there, and a lot of times it's just like a one-on-one thing where you get to sit down with a Japanese person and just like, if you want to work on grammar, you can. If you want to work on reading, you can. I tend to just want to practice conversation because it's like one of the things you can't do alone. Like I can study grammar on my own and I can study reading and all those things, but like actual conversation is like completely different like than being able to read. Like it's like such a vastly different skill that it's really handy to be able to just go in there and have conversation with people. And you get to meet lots of different kinds of people. And like the daytime classes are a lot of times retired people, but I go to a couple of these at night too. And it's like people in their 20s that come and help, or, you know, people in their 30s, and people from all sorts of different walks of life. College students, I've talked to high school students that have come and volunteered. And it's just cool to be able to like talk to different, like vastly different people and learn about what they have to say and the way they speak and all of these things. So recently, because I haven't been teaching full time lately because I've been working on video stuff a lot, so it opens up my free time to be, I can do video stuff kind of whenever I want. So it gives me the opportunity to go to a lot of these classes. So I've been going to 5 or 6 of them a week for the last few months, and they're 2 hours each, and it's almost universally awesome. Like the people are almost always very cool. Every once in a while you meet somebody and they're just a weird person, you know, and you don't get along with them or whatever, but I mean, it's not a huge deal. Like you just, the next week you end up working with somebody else or whatever, or you find a different class if you have to. But it's just like Japan, you know, it's like the people here are so nice. Like they have these free volunteer language classes.
My lunch is finished cooking. I was actually going to go to a very nice place to eat, but it is raining outside, and that actually makes me feel like my day in the life of video is not perfect, and that bothers me, but that actually shows a lot about what's going on lately here in Japan. The weather has just been crap. Like, it's rained so much. So I have my lunch today, and I'm looking over my shoulder because I feel like my coworkers are going to think I'm crazy. Mapunasu is my lunch, and I have rice with it, and I've also got a gigantic apple, and that'll be my lunch. My work is very concerned with people taking photos or video or anything like that in regards to where we actually work, so I can't take any video or pictures of my desk or things like that because it's all securitized, essentially.
Once a month I mail a friend in America who hates Garfield a Garfield postcard. Today happens to be the day. It's really difficult to give you like a, this is what my everyday life is like, because at the moment I don't have a 9-to-5 job, and every day for me is a little different. Like, for example, today is Thursday and you're seeing what's happening on Thursday, and yesterday I went to a English lesson I taught in Kumagaya, which takes up like a majority of the day, so like that's a completely different day. And for example, Monday I stayed home and edited video all day, and then in the evening went to a baseball game with Kyde. So like every day is like kind of different from one another. But I usually on Thursdays after my lesson come to Ueno Koen, so Ueno Park. And in Ueno Park, I will just kind of chill in this little area and eat a bento maybe for lunch. And like I have a flashcard program on my on my tablet and I study kanji on it, so I'll finish my studying or whatever here. And oddly enough, often in this area, there's like old dudes, not homeless dudes, just like old dudes sleeping on newspapers. Like they just come here and hang out with their other old dude friends and take naps on newspapers in the park. I mean, I guess if you're old, that's like a chill thing to do. And there's not very many here today though, because it's like on the edge of rain, which is kind of a bummer. So I came up here today just to finish my studying, and then I am thinking about going to the zoo because I ran into some people and they told me that the zoo is free today, and it's like, I mean, like 100 meters from here. It's really close. And I'm thinking I'm gonna bust up into this free zoo event and see if I can find the capybaras. So like, once again, I don't go to the zoo like every Thursday, but if the zoo is free, like maybe I should go. I am a little worried about the rain though, because it's looking like it might start to pour, so it might be me and some soggy capybaras. It's hard to say, capybaras. Soggy capybaras. A couple of good things have been transpired here. I ended up getting an umbrella, which is lovely because it is starting to rain a little more and more. And I asked where the capybaras were, and the lady told me they do have capybaras, and they're in the children's like petting zoo. So that's really promising. So this is like the children's zoo map, and I don't like how they have the capybaras jammed up here in the corner all by himself. What's going on? That should be the main attraction. I have fantastic news. The bummer is that I don't think I'm gonna get to pet one. I worked up a pretty wicked hunger on my capybara side quest, so it's totally lunchtime. I've come over to a place called First Kitchen. It's actually merged with Wendy's. So in this place you can get like, First Kitchen is usually like pasta and stuff, pasta and coffee, and you can also now get Wendy's items, which is kind of a strange merger. I'm not sure why that took place. But I have gotten the opportunity to get a plate of pasta and some Wendy's chili and a cafe mocha. So I don't know if all three of those things in my stomach at the same time are going to be a good idea or not, but we're going to give it a try. The other thing that's nice about this place is you can come in here and sit here for like ever if you want. Like they won't ever tell you to leave because it's Japan and they'll never tell you to leave. And it has power plugs. So I can sit here and I can actually edit video for a while. And I find it really hard to edit video at home sometimes because I get distracted by the internet. But when I'm away from the house, like I can edit and like get a lot done like in a reasonable amount of time because I don't really have any like distractions. So I will eat my lunch and then have an opportunity to sit here and do some editing. And I do this often on Thursdays, actually, just get out of the house and get some work done like away from the internet, because you know the internet. It's terrible. I don't know if it's because it's been a really long time since I've had chili, but that is amazing tasting right now. So it's about 5:45 now, and I am just now leaving the Wendy's First Kitchen, and I was in there for quite a while. I got a lot of editing done, and I actually met a dude named Blair, and we had a long conversation about like he's been in Japan for like a month, and he's been working as a chef at a restaurant that has like Michelin stars and stuff. It was a really cool conversation, so it was really great to meet Blair, and yeah, I got some editing finished, and now I am headed to another one of those Japanese language classes, actually, that is a little closer to an apartment. So I have to take the train and head that direction. And I'm inside now, but I'm still using my umbrella. I probably could put it away. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, actually, so I grabbed a hot lemon drink, and it's making my throat feel a lot better. These are lovely. The walk from the station to the Japanese class I'm headed to is actually kind of substantial, maybe like 15 or 20 minutes, which is like, I mean, that's a long distance between train stations in Tokyo. And like, when it rains, it's a bummer. Like, I'm not sure people that aren't tall realize this, but the bottom half of my body gets wet no matter like what I do, because the taller you get, the bigger the radius of umbrella you need to cover your body from the rain falling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really tall. I'm 6'7" or 2 meters tall, and like if it rains, like I'm screwed. My feet are going to be soaked, and like from like above my knee down is going to be wet. So that's what we're dealing with now. Kind of a bummer. I'm kind of tired of rain this year. It's been really rainy in Tokyo. this lesson is at like a Asian culture center, and I'm not clear on if it's a community center or like what's going on, but there's always like Asian people from other countries, like usually college age students, like just like hanging out in some lobby in here. So maybe it's like a school or something. I really don't know what's going on, but they have free classes for language on Thursday night, so here we go.
The workday is over and I'm now walking to the train station, and I kind of realized that my day in the life of is not as easily accessible as probably Eric's is. So an explanation of my day at work would be that I read some documents and I just stepped in a puddle, and I'm very much regretting wearing sandals today. Oh, that sucked. I read a lot of documents today, edited a whole bunch of stuff, talked to my boss, got some instructions on winter work to do, which means that the busy season is nearing the end, which is great for me. And I didn't have as much work as I normally do, so I had some time to just catch up on work stuff, and I made a really cool spreadsheet. So my day was pretty darn good. Now it's off to the train and get back to Olska. I'm actually quite proud of the path that I take to and from work. The transfer situation is super easy. I walk off of this train and I go right over there and I get on that train, even though it's not here yet. It'll be here soon. Back in Olska, and I am walking to the grocery store, which will be an exciting adventure for everyone involved, including myself. It's always an exciting adventure because I just get distracted by pretty much everything that's in the supermarket. The train ride was very easy. I tend to just do really boring things on the train. I read little books, like magazines that I find in the station, and I play Picross. I don't know if anybody knows about Picross, but that's amazing. I play that. I'm really addicted to that. Love all number games and puzzle games that I can understand. I'm sure there are some I can't understand. The lighting on this shot is going to be terrible, and I'm sorry about that, but I do want to show one thing that I do whenever I go to the grocery store. One of the things that I've been doing in the morning for exercise is push-ups, and I'm doing those basically so I can build up to being able to do a pull-up. So I'm at the playground here behind the grocery store that is a nice pull-up bar, and I'm gonna give it a try. The pull-up bar is here. I can do it! I don't have an oven, and normally sweet potatoes would be done in an oven, and I've kind of been playing around with this I don't know if you can say it's convection, but this kind of trapping the air in a pot. I'm trying to keep the pot hot. So I've put my sweet potatoes in there, and I'm gonna let them just get warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer. I don't want to microwave them. I want that baked flavor. I want that not microwaved flavor. So that's what I'm going for with those. And while that's cooking and my rice cooker is going, I'm gonna take a shower. Alright, I have my dinner all together. The rice cooker actually cooked my rice, and I also put in this little strainer, and inside I had chicken and frozen vegetables, and I let those steam on top of the rice. And I honestly feel like I'm like a super genius, super culinary genius for figuring that out, but I'm sure that everybody already knew that before I figured it out. On top of that, I have thrown lettuce, kimchi, lemon juice, yogurt, and spicy Korean paste. I don't know what it's called, but Mix it all up, and it is absolutely stunning. A little bit spicy, a little bit citrusy, definitely filling. This is a huge meal, and I'm gonna have on top of that my sweet potatoes, which I have no idea if I've cooked those at all properly. Hopefully they don't taste bad. Another thing that I do on a daily basis is I use this app called MyFitnessPal, and I put in all of the calories that I eat for the day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if I can equate it. If I can't equate it, I just go, that's never gonna happen. Go out to lunch, I have no idea what I just ate. It's not gonna happen. But for this meal, I know all of the ingredients, I just punch them in there and it tells me the calorie intake. And I find that fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I love numbers, as you know. Or you found out at least earlier. And for this meal, this little guy right here, my bibimba, the Kyde bibimba, is about 500 calories. So, perfect. As per usual, since I'm eating my dinner, I'm going to watch something on the television, and I'm actually starting Grey's Anatomy. I've never seen it. I'm on the first episode. I don't even know what this girl's name is. I know that she's probably the lead character. That's about it. So for all of you Grey's Anatomy fans, like, maybe I'm on a good adventure, I don't know. With dinner finished, I am going to write some emails to my brother and to Emma, and, oh, Emma, I'm sorry for the length of the email. Oh my god, it's getting away from me. I'm sorry about that, but you'll be fine. And I'm just gonna wait for Eric to get home. It's like 9:40 now, so it's a little late, but I'm assuming he stopped to get dinner, because he's not gonna eat what I was eating. So, twiddle my thumbs until he gets here.
It's about 8:30 now, and the rain has stopped, which is amazingly lovely because walking home, it's like about 30 minutes from here, and that's just a bummer in the rain because I was drenched by the time I got to that class. And I just hit up a convenience store and got an onigiri, and this thing is amazing. It's cheese and bacon, and like he warms it up for you, and it's just like, it just melts in your mouth. It's so good. I think it has mayonnaise on it and stuff too. So good. And I also got a, I think a CC lemon. It's like, a CC lemon is like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like a lemon Sprite or something. And then this is like, they've condensed it down into this little bottle, and it's like really, really strong tasting. It's so, it's like but I'm sick, so it's gonna be really nice, like all those vitamins or whatever. I don't know if it does anything. It's just chemicals, but it's gonna make my brain think my throat feels better, which is all I need. And on Thursday nights, I usually actually head over to a game center or an arcade. And since it quit raining, I think I'm gonna do that. So I went to the game center, and I was gonna shoot a video in the game center, but then I realized it was incredibly loud in the game center, like it always is. So I played my games, and now I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about it. So I am obsessed with this game here. I love Japanese rhythm games in general, but lately I'm obsessed with this one called Groove Coaster. And it's like this huge television that's turned sideways, and like you follow this like this icon on this like track, and you have to hit this strange button thing that they have. It's like a big jiggly button. You have to hit it and then shake it in certain ways, and like do different things with it depending on what signs are on the game. And I really wanted to videotape myself doing this, but like there was really no place to put the camera, and like it's a two-handed game. Like I couldn't, like, I didn't have a lot of options. So yeah, if you want to know more about the game, just look it up. It's called Groove Coaster, and it's really fun. It's cool too because you can use this card that you buy. It's like 300 yen, and it stores your account on this little card. So like I can play here, and then I can go to like a different game center somewhere else, like on the other side of Japan, and use my card, and it'll pull my account up, and it'll keep like all my songs and all my scores and everything in there, and that's really handy. And part of the reason I've been obsessed with the game is because it has 3 tracks from literally the best band in the world, which, if you want to look them up, is Denpa Gumi Inku. And I will put a link maybe down in the description of this video. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. I always forget. But anyway, if I remember, I'll put a link down there, and then to like some of their videos, or a playlist of videos, maybe, if I'm even being saucy. And you should check them out if you're into like quirky but really good music. Like, don't think of this as J-pop. It's not J-pop. I mean, it is J-pop, but like, I think J-pop's kind of boring like most of the time. This is incredible music. Anyway, without going down that rabbit hole, yeah, so the game center is also pretty cool because you can put your headphones into the machine. So it's really noisy in the game center, but you can just wear headphones and then you can hear your own game's music, which is important when you're playing a rhythm game. So yeah, I end up there playing that game more than I'd like to admit, but it's not a problem, not yet. But I have thought, how could I have one of these at home? For dinner, I went to a place called Tendon Tenya, and it's a chain restaurant. Like, it's basically Japanese fast food. And it's like tempura on rice. So tempura, ten, don, donburi, don, tendon. And I've eaten there quite a few times. And every time I eat there, I'm surprised how good it is. It's like $5, and you get this fairly large bowl of rice and tempura, and it comes with miso soup. And the quality is always really good. Like, you can get it with different vegetables, or like ebi, shrimp, or squid, or mine came with like this really tender chicken, and like totally recommended. And I know that like tempura has probably got to be like a thing where you can get like the studi stuff, and it's like, you know, $100 a piece or some nonsense like that. But you know me, I'm cheap, and like for cheap, it's hard to beat that. It's damn good. If you come to Japan and you're on a budget, eat at this place. They're all over the place, so they're not that hard to find. And I think they have English menus too, like sometimes at least. I know I've seen them. I didn't see one tonight. But anyway, so it would make, if you don't speak any Japanese, it would make ordering fairly easy. And even if you do speak Japanese, or even if you don't speak Japanese, like, there's pictures, so just point and hope you don't get something scary if you don't like something scary. But if you like scary things, then you're in luck, because some of it's scary. So it's just before 10 p.m. and I'm now getting home. So my Thursdays tend to be kind of long days, but I mean, as you can tell, like, there's not a lot to complain about, you know, because Thursdays are pretty good. And let's see, so I went to the mailbox and I checked for squeaker snacks, and there were no squeaker snacks. And now I'm at the door, and we're gonna see what Katie's doing inside. But check this guy out. He hangs out on our door. She's left me bananas. And she's listening to Dempa. That's great news.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? Are you listening to Dempa?
I'm listening to Dempa.
You should turn it off so that the YouTubes don't sue us.
Oh, sorry, YouTubes. And now I'm talking to my brother on Google Chat or whatever, something like Skype, and yeah.
So when I came home, there were no squeaker snacks in the mailbox, which is a bit of a bummer, but it also means that they're not pre-apologizing for some sort of squeaker party they're throwing, so it means it's probably going to be quiet tonight. But in the mailbox was the Philippines Lonely Planet guidebook, and that's exciting because that just means it's becoming more real that we're going to be going to the Philippines in December, so that's awesome. And I guess it's like 11:30 now, so it's about bedtime. So Katie's brushing her teeth, and I am going to play some Mario Maker. And if for some reason you want to play one of my Mario Maker levels, I'm going to give it a plug. Here is the ID number, so you can use that and you can play my Mario Maker level. And if you play it, you got to press the like button so I get like Mario Maker props. I guess that's about it. That's the day, right? Do you have anything to say? Do you have any like long like things to dictate or anything with all that toothpaste in your mouth?
No.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna play some video games for a few minutes and then go to bed. And yeah, I had a great day. You had a... How was your day?
Oh, okay. Nothing special. I made a cool spreadsheet. I'll show you later.
We may have to subtitle that. Alright, good night. Good night, Katie.
Yeah.
Just as I shut the camera off, something interesting started to happen. The cats outside started to have sex, which happens all the time. And Katie has got this... Katie's got this squirt gun with a light that she strapped on the top. And then, can you see them right now? God, I really... so you go pump action and whatnot.
Get out of here, cat. This is like the highlight of my life living here.
The neighbors have got to think like the crazy white people upstairs. Like, what are they doing with squirt gunning the cat sex?
For one, I know they're probably happy about it because I saw them trying to get the cats to go away before, and now we can at least keep the cats at like a 20-foot distance.
I wonder what we call them Squeaker. I wonder what they call us. Maybe Squirter.
We might be Squirter. I'm alright with that. Got great aim. See me squirt that cat.
Hey everyone, we have a Patreon page and we'd really like for you to check it out. It'll allow you to contribute to us and make these crazy adventures we've been going on continue and get even better. So we'd really love for you to follow the link and learn more about Patreon and us. Go for it. Let's adventure.